What's up, fam? We're coming through with another video, and we got a question of the day to do in this topic. And that question is, can a relationship last with a narcissist? And the answer to that question is yes, it can. It can. And can you be in a relationship with a narcissist? You can be. But just understand that being in a relationship with a narcissist is going to suck the soul and all your energy. And you're basically selling your soul when you get into a relationship with a narcissist. That is what it is. Basically selling your soul. You're basically selling yourself to a person that is going to use you the way they want to use you. They're not in an intimate relationship. They don't do intimacy. If you try to be more intimate with them, they see it as weakness. That pushes them away. They want you to be stupid. They want you to be stupider than they are. And they want to be able to use you. They have to be the smarter one in the relationship. You can't be the smarter one. Because if you are, their games and their manipulation does not work. This has happened to me in real life. The further I got along into my relationship life, starting at about 15 or 16, and before that, like, I dated girls, but it was nothing serious. Like in junior high and stuff, maybe in grade 6 you date a girl, you kiss a girl in a fucking swing set or some shit like this, but once you get to the real shit and you experience relationships with these narc females, you start to get smarter because you start to see them for what they are, and it's like, oh shit, like, this person is not straight up at all. This person, everything for some reason that comes out of their mouth is a lie. They lie about the dumbest shit. It doesn't even make sense. They'll lie about stuff they don't even need to lie about. That's how messed up they are. That's how manipulating they are. And like we mentioned in other videos, the narcissist is not actually logically smart at all. Some can be. Most aren't. And the only thing they are smart at is manipulating, because that's their way of life, is manipulation. And you really start to see their true colors come out and unfold, and you start to catch the patterns of all these other girls that you start to date afterwards, and it just eventually does not work on you. You see what they're doing coming from a mile away. Like, you've seen every little trick that this next person is saying to you, and you let them know this. This happened to me. I try to get Rand game on, like, and I let this person know, like, I've seen everything you're doing before, right? You do know this, right? Like, I know what you're doing, and you're not fooling anybody. The only person you're fooling is your damn self. So, but just understand, guys, like, I felt, even whenever I was in the relationship with a narcissist, whenever I was younger, I felt like I sold my soul. I felt like everything else in my life stopped. I couldn't envision anything else but this person. Like, they make them your whole life. That's what happens. And it's crazy how they can get this to happen, but when you don't have the knowledge, you can be fooled. And you can lose yourself before you even know it. You don't know what's happening. That's the thing. It's not like I knew all this was happening, because I didn't. You get fooled into it. It's like a trap. They put that food in the trap, and you keep coming. You keep making your way towards that trap, and then the gate shuts behind you once you get in. Now your soul's gone. for however long, because you can get it back through God, through understanding, through awareness, and that's what I did. But as long as you are in a relationship with one, you are selling everything to do with your soul, you're selling it. You're giving them all your power. You're giving yourself to them in every way possible. Every way you can think of, you are giving yourself to them. And they are feeding off you. They love it. And I even got to a point before I had a good enough understanding that, like, I just felt I was coming on too strong with some of these girls, but it wasn't the truth at all. Because at the same time, I'm not going to lie, I didn't feel like that, but that's what it was like. That's just because they have a personality disorder. That's just because they're not real people. They're not intimate. It wasn't too much after all, and I actually wasn't coming off too strong at all. I was actually being patient as hell. It's just the fact that I wanted things to proceed a little bit further, because you can only be in the talking stage for so long. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm talking months after months after months, and it's just like the same damn thing over and over and over again. And you want to start seeing this person more, you want to start hanging out more, and it's not happening because this person does not want you to see their true colors, and they're not going to tell you about the real life problems. Even though they admit things aren't perfect for them, even though they admit that they have issues and shit like this, they don't even know themselves their issues to the extent that it actually is. And this is my experience with these individuals. Some of them are actually unaware of how far gone they really are. And they start to pretend, and they start to think that who they are is a new normal now. Like, this is normal. Like, yeah, I might have these problems and issues, but I'm going to deal with it. And I'm going to deal with it by not dealing with it. So this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. I don't need help. And they continue on living a delusional life and pushing things away that they honestly could have had. And they do this because they're not worthy of it. It's just the truth. Like, they honestly, it's not like they could have it, because it is true. It would not work. It would fail. But if they were normal, everything would be fine. But they don't want to improve. They don't want to fix themselves. They don't want to do the work. They could have been damn near perfect. They could have been flawless. They could have had it so good. But they will not do the work, and they'll always take something way below their actual worth if they were actually a healthy human being. And then other people look at, like, relationships they get into, and they just think to themselves, like, why is this person with this person? That's because these people saying this don't know what's actually wrong with this person. And the truth is, they are a fucking covert narcissist. They're not going to get somebody high value. They're just not going to. They're not going to get somebody who has it all. They might have it all financially. They might have it all in different ways. But if the covert narcissist gets somebody, they're not that smart. Let's just say that. Or they're tricking them. So, because they are capable of tricking just about anybody who doesn't have the information, that is not aware of this stuff. And it does not make them stupid. No, just they're unaware. And they could be smarter in other ways, but they are unaware, and they're going to pay a price for being unaware. Just like I did, just like a lot of you guys did. We were not stupid, we were just unaware of what this is. And we learned the hard way, and sometimes the hard way is the only way you can learn when it comes to this type of shit. You know? And for everybody that learns these lessons a little bit later on in life, you guys have to understand too that it is always better late than never. 100% of the time. It doesn't matter for what this goes for. That saying is 100% true. It's always better late than never. Because you still got a lot of life to live. Some people think life is over at like fucking 30 or 40 or some shit like this. 60 is the new 40 today. Like 60 is the new like 40 or 50 today. And like 30 is the new 20. Like, I actually believe that. Because of how advanced health and all this stuff is today. Like, back in the olden days, people thought fucking smoking cigarettes was healthy. People was dying at 40. So, but anyways, guys, and I know a lot of you guys also been in relationships with narcs for like damn near 2 decades. And that just goes to show that these relationships can last. It is possible, but you are being drained of your energy physically, psychologically, and every other way you can think of. And you don't know it till you know it, because you slowly start to lose yourself and you slowly get lost into their world and into their needs. And if something ever happens where you lose this person, that's when you lose yourself. That's when you know you were in a trauma bond. Because now that this person is gone, you feel 1,000,000 times more lost than you did before. That is a trauma bond. This person just manipulated your mind to make you live for them. And that's what happens when you are in a relationship with a narcissist. There's no separate living with them. There's no separate lives. There's not you're doing your thing, they're doing their thing. It's basically they're going to make you your they're going to make you their puppet, and you're going to be performing for them. You're going to be doing favors for them while they are doing absolutely nothing for you, or bare minimum. And that's how it goes. So be aware of the trauma bonds. Be aware of all this bullshit. This stuff is real. And like I said, you won't know it until you cut ties with this person, or this person abandons you and leaves you, discards you. Now you know the truth of what just happened to you. You know how dirty rotten this person is. And even if you leave them, you're still going to know it, because you could get to a point where you start getting sick of their own shit, and then you end up leaving them. You're still going to feel lost. You're still going to feel lost. Because your mind was so focused on them and their needs that you forgot about your own needs. Even though you still might have been doing things for yourself, not enough. And you were focused too much on them and doing things for them. And like I mentioned in other videos, once again, the more you do for the narcissist, the more you invest into them, whether it's financially, you give them a lot of attention, spiritually, you're there for them a lot. You just invest a lot of your time and being into them. The more you do that, and the more they screw you over, the more it affects you and the more it hurts you. So, from my experience, that is what it is like. And the less you do for them, the more you don't play into their game. They really cannot hurt you in this sense. Because this also happened to me. I started talking to girls after I got screwed over, and I kept that focus on myself. I didn't stop doing the things that made me me up to this point, just because I started talking to a new girl that looks good, which could have possibly been a fucking narc. So, which it was. And I never stopped doing the things that I did up to this point. So when I started talking to this person and things ended, it didn't affect me like it would have. Because when you start talking to somebody, you almost become dependent on them. You almost, and it depends who it is, I guess, but that's what a trauma bond is. This person almost makes you depend on them, and it starts to mess up your mind. Because you never wanted that. It just, that's how they made it, that's how they put it. And you fell into the trap. You fell into the trauma bond. But anyways, guys, I'm going to cut this video short and get to another video after this one. I will be back.